What's good, y'all? Listen, look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not egregious? Don't get your fucking
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
I forgot to do something. Hello out there. What is going on? Oh, I forgot. It's not really any other news. I ain't got to do all that. My bad. Begin my introductions messed up. Peace to y'all. Peace to the chat. I appreciate y'all joining me. Y'all some real ones for rocking with the realists. Oh, as always. I'm sorry. I just meant to do something. That's why I'm looking at my screen. Give me 2 seconds. We got to do something if I got up here. But hope you all are having a wonderful week, or starting off your week wonderfully, should I say. It is a Monday, and I was going to do it in other news, but then I seen a clip of this video, which we're about to get into, and I was like, you know what? Let me just talk about that, because I actually meant to do an update on Karmelo Anthony anyways, and I was like, you know what? This would be a good opportunity as I react to this to kind of figure out what's going on as well. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. All right. Now, I'm pretty sure, as you can see from the thumbnail and the title, we are reacting to Charleston White. Okay. He recently did an interview with Say Cheese. And he was talking about this, Karmelo Anthony situation. Now, I'm not sure if I heard him speak about Karmelo Anthony beforehand. Again, we about to get into the video. He apologizes to the brother's family, so I'm not sure what he said, because apparently he was counting them out. I tried to look up a video or something of what he may have said before. I couldn't see. I ain't find enough. Y'all know what he said, or you know a video he's referring to if he made a video about it or interview. Send it to me right quick. I react to that too. But yeah, I wasn't able to see what exactly he said before he made this apology. But whatever he said or whatever he thought, he had a change in heart, because he has now talked to the Karmelo Anthony's family. He has a full understanding of what happened. He hasn't seen the video yet, the surveillance video, which there is some surveillance footage, but it's being very much like suppressed. You got to go to the school to go see it, do like they want you to take 5-6 different damn steps to go to see the footage. When we know if it was the other way around, they would release that damn footage expeditiously. It would have been out 2 days after the damn incident happened. So now this is after, actually, when did that happen? I think it's been a couple months now since that's happened. And yeah, now they actually have the footage to release. And yeah, again, you have to go to the school to see it. And again, it's egregious. So yeah, I think he actually says in the interview that he's going to go see the footage. And yeah, I just want to get into his reaction, because y'all know Charleston White, egregious, to say the least. But a broken clock can be twice. I mean, can be right twice a day or something. I forgot how saying go, but a broken clock can be right once a day, something like that. The nigga right on some things. I'm just saying. Okay, some of his stances, okay, I'll be rocking with. Some of them egregious, but some of them, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to get into his reaction about this reaction to what's going on. If y'all know, recently he's actually Karmelo has been charged with first-degree murder, which is outrageous, egregious, everything between. I don't think he should have been charged with murder at all. To be honest, if anything, maybe manslaughter, because first degree, if you don't know, is intentional. That means it's premeditated. Okay. And so if he would have got manslaughter, that's unintentional and it's not premeditated. So it's like, if anything, I think that was, if he was going to get charged, which I don't think he should have got charged at all. But if he was going to get charged with anything, it should be manslaughter. Okay. Now, y'all know when he first was charged, though, a few months ago, they tried to make his bail like $1 million. So they've been playing with this boy. And mind you, this is down in Texas, so it's egregious. They don't play down there. Definitely one of the worst spots for this, one of the worst states for this to happen in. But worse and best, because staying ground could work in his favor. Yeah, we're gonna see. But yeah, so they tried to give him $1 million bail. They end up a judge, I think it was a black female judge, if I'm not mistaken, who ended up lowering his bond to like $250,000. They got the boy out of jail, thank God. And right now, his family, since then, should I say, his family has been going through a lot of threats and things of that nature. They had to move from their house. They had to get him inside a undisclosed location for his protection, because they began a lot of threats and phone calls, and people from the courts have been releasing their information. All types of things have been coming from from that incident. Okay, since that incident, should I say? So yeah, his family has been heavily impacted by this. They couldn't even get their GoFundMe money, which he's going to touch on. They raised over $500,000 in GoFundMe money, which they can't even touch because of all of the allegations about people trying to say they spending money on vacations and just a lot of lies and propaganda going against this family, and this young brother in particular. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. Like I said, Charleston said he talked to the family, so I'm curious about what they said or what he's heard from them. And yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see what he's talking about. I never pay him no attention. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Look, Charleston White is a Jason Lee Peterson status. To me, Pete Coonerine behavior. I feel like he's not as bad as Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse Lee be going a little. Jesse Lee Peterson, I feel like he's worse than Charleston White. I'm not gonna lie, because like I said, Charleston White at least be right on some things. Jesse Lee just be pushing he's almost troll level to me. Like he just pushes the goalposts in the favor of the dominant society, no matter what the situation is. So it's like, I feel like, you know, he's not as bad. Like Jesse Lee definitely deserved that Coon Train Award, 100% for sure. He deserved it. He was definitely a number one contender for that Coon Train Award. But Charleston White, again, he rides the line, which I don't like either, because I don't like people that flip flop. But also some of the stuff he does, he be saying like we about to get into, it be on point. So I mean, let's see. We're gonna get into it. Let's just get into it. Let's do it.
So let me just say, since I said that, I want to take the time to apologize to Karmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was all the way wrong about that kid. I was all the way wrong about that kid, homie.
Yeah, he was just indicted.
I was all the way wrong about that kid. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. I had opportunity to talk, you know, piece him up. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school. Fuck him. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys.
You can't hear him?
These two white boys just came over there with him.
Should I start it over? Could y'all hear him? Don't use broken clocks even when they may be right. I agree with that. You're right. But we still gonna react. We hear what it is. Let me rewind it. Hold up, y'all couldn't hear. I don't know why it was that low. Maybe it's because I had the sound on that one. Sorry. He ain't get far.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it.
Definitely not trying to hit a punk ass ad.
You
did.
Hold on. And go all the way to the father. Not those criminals. The things that are your great grandparents. Father, done that. Don't tell me shit about what a slave went through. Immediate family. Cop out and clap for it. So let me just say, since I said that, I want to take the time to apologize to Karmelo Anthony's family. Man, I was all the way wrong about that kid. I was all the way wrong about that kid, homie.
Yeah, he was just indicted.
I was all the way wrong about that kid. I met with his father. I've been meeting with his father regularly. I had opportunity to talk, you know, piece him up. He go beat these charges. I was under the impression that he brought a knife to school. So I'm taking a knife to school. Fuck him. He didn't take a knife to school. He didn't even know these two white boys. These two white boys just came over there with him because he was with another kid that knew those white boys. So he a new black kid who he big old white boys, big white boys. He a small frame kid. One of the white boys was on that side. One of the white boys on that side.
Just very quick for reference, this is Karmelo Anthony. This is the two white boys, the twins that he got into the altercation with. I think the one on the left is the one he allegedly stabbed. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure they're twins. Don't know. But his name is Austin. So it's whichever one of these is Austin. But I feel like it's the one on the left though. I'm not sure. He got on red. Interesting. But yeah, I think it's the one on the left. And this is just Karmelo Anthony. This is just for reference of what he's saying. He's a small frame young man, which he is. Both of them big as hell. I think they're both of them was on the football playing team as well. He was as well, but he also did track. So yeah, they definitely was much bigger than him.
So either way go, they had him blocked in. And these some big white boys. These are some big, violent, aggressive white boys who got guns. And not only that, The one he killed whooped their daddy. See, the daddy coming into the picture playing like he been around. The dad ain't been around. We would think the black dad ain't around. The white dad ain't around. The mother don't even identify the daddy as the husband. So he must have been an abusive father. He ain't even been in their life. So he just come and get in the light. He just come and get in the light. So he a low down dirty cracker. His sons are bullies. They bullying on the kid. They no, because he black. Get from up under the tent. Man, y'all tripping. I ain't going nowhere. And they got a reputation of beating up people.
And mind you, I can pull up a picture of the father too. Let me see if I can get one that's full frame. Hold up. I'm gonna share this screen right quick. This is a picture of what the father looked like. But just to get some context as well, the father was basically going on a campaign against Karmelo. This is him right here. Hold up. Yeah, that's him right here. Oh, I can make it bigger at least so y'all can see. But this is him right here. This is kind of him full frame. So definitely grown man. If he was able to take down this big ass, if he was able to take down his father, he was able to take down Karmelo Anthony, just to say the least. But also his father was adamantly trying to get Karmelo charged. He was upset at the fact that Karmelo, mind you, this happened when Karmelo turned 17. When Karmelo was 17, he turned 18 a couple weeks after the incident. But because this happened when he was 17, Texas law says that he can't be charged with the death penalty. Because he was 17, he was underage, But had he been 18, then they would have charged him with a death penalty. They would have tried to get the highest form of punishment, which is capital. The fact that the father came out and was like, yeah, it's the law. We're just gonna have to deal with it. But I wished it would have happened. If it was going to happen, I wish he was 18, so they could have charged him to the full extent. So he's definitely giving white supremacist vibes. Just off that. Why are you trying to get a young man killed? Okay, I understand what he did to your son out of self-defense. But the fact that you're trying to have a young man, literally his life ended because of an altercation that your son started, that kind of shows me, that kind of says enough for me as well. But I'm going to let him keep going.
The one he had to stab, he broke his daddy's ligaments. Big old strong cracker. He should have killed both of them. He should have killed both them Peckerwoods with a that's minding his motherfucking business, that don't bring harm to nobody. This kid ain't a bad kid. These bully white boys just fuck with the black baby.
Now, and just based off that too, that's why I'm like, I don't know what he said or what he was thinking before he found out that basic information at least. But even when I first found out, I'm like, bro, this is self-defense. It's two of them. It's one of him. He gave him a warning. What are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is self-defense. It is what it is. Not to say that the boy had to die. He didn't. But, nigga, you chose the wrong one. So, hey, look, this is why you make wise decisions. You're supposed to make wise decisions when you pick and choose who you fight. You're supposed to pick and choose. Okay? He chose the wrong Negro to mess with. This young man was on that type time. Okay? And he found out what type time he was when he put his hands on him. After he had told him, put your hands on me and see what's going to happen. So, I'm like, I don't know how. Some of these Negroes, I see the commentary on it is like, y'all pushing it too far. I'm gonna get into Judge Joe Brown too, because Judge Joe Brown kind of said some egregious shit too. He talking about it was a punk play because he stabbed him instead of just getting his ass whooped. And then I'm like, nah, I don't know about that one, bro. I'm like, and especially in a stand your ground state like Texas, you got people pulling out guns for way less. People shooting people for way less than them just putting their hands on them. Okay, so it's like, I'm not really feeling that. That's a little off code to me to be up here talking about that was a punk play. And also like, nah, bro, two big ass white boys roll up on my son. You do what you got to do. I'm just saying. Inshallah, that won't happen when I have a son. But no, I'm not going for it. I'd rather my son still be here than the person that attacked him, because who knows what them white boys would have did to that boy. And let's just be real. If the white boys, if it was the other way around, if the white boys would have killed him, guess who wouldn't be going to jail? Guess who wouldn't have $1 million bond? Guess who wouldn't be getting charged with first-degree murder? Yeah. Okay. So, exactly. We're not about to do this. Matter of fact, shout out to Dr. Umar. He was just talking about, I seen him talking about a case in Texas that's going on that actually happened, I think, with a young white male. And I think did he bring a gun to school? So I don't want to get the story messed up, but he has a similar case to Karmelo Anthony, if I'm not mistaken. And he basically made a great point saying that, the only reason they're trying to charge him is so they can make it look like it's an even playing field with them charging Karmelo. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if Carmelo's case wasn't going on, they probably would have let this shit get swept under the rug and try to bring the least amount of attention to it as they could and not even charge the man. I mean, charge the young man. So, but yeah, you know how they play. This is what they do.
So now they're trying to make it about race. No, it ain't about race. Justice was served when he killed that cracker. Self-defense. And the reason I say that is anybody can go see the video. Why do you think the media outlets ain't promoting to go see this video? You can go up to the school to see it. And if you go up to the school and see it, we all to see this kid will be found not guilty. But because it's in an all-white town in Crackerville, and they done made it about race, whoever Sarah Fields is, Sarah Fields, you a rotten motherfucker. And if I just had some time, I would put an army behind this family, but I ain't got time.
And I hope an army is behind this family and in front of them and beside them and, all through it. Okay. Because they definitely need that sort of protection. They had to move, again, I said this in the beginning, but they had to literally move Karmelo to an undisclosed location because their address kept getting leaked. And again, they were getting threats and all type of things. So they've been having to move around basically to keep away from the threats. But I was about to say something before that. I just lost my train of thought. What did he just say? I'm sorry. Hold up.
How do you think the media outlet?
Okay, yeah.
But because
but the fact that they're making it so hard for people to get access to this footage kind of is a telltale sign to me, at least, that he might be proven innocent. Honestly. And then on top of the fact that I think they said trial is not to be started until like the beginning of next year or something like that. So the fact that they're trying to stretch this out, the fact that they got the surveillance footage is just not open to the public, or at least it shouldn't be you have to physically go up to the school to see it. That's kind of insane. But the fact that you have to do all that, it kind of shows like y'all are trying to hide, y'all trying to bury something, y'all trying to half-ass the truth in some way, okay? And that may be because that footage is, pretty obvious, and maybe some obvious evidence, some blatant evidence within the footage that shows that Karmelo was, in the right. He was defending himself, especially if we see something with the other young man, because y'all know the other twin, Austin McCaff's twin. He claims that he didn't touch him. He claims that he was basically on standby watching while this whole altercation happened with him and his brother, with Karmelo and his brother. So I'm like, if there's something in there where both of them tried to attack him, Charleston just said one was at the back of him, one was at the front of him. So they was basically trying to box him in. So if there's a clear view of them trying to box him in, and it looks like a threat, like he's about to get jumped, then yeah, I mean, a weapon would be kind of justified in that situation. Now they saying that some people were saying that he didn't bring a knife. He actually brought a cleat sharpener, if I'm not mistaken. Some people are alleging it was a cleat sharpener. I did see on one of the articles I was reading that they didn't actually find a knife on him when he was arrested. So we don't exactly know for sure what the weapon was that he had. But yeah, and then again, Charleston White just said he asked the father if he brought a knife to school, and the father clearly said no, he didn't bring no knife to school. So whatever it was sharp enough maybe to stab him, but it wasn't no damn knife, allegedly. Okay, but I haven't seen any proof. And again, the father saying that there wasn't, kind of backing up that there wasn't a knife involved. Okay, so that whole theory with he came to school ready to stab somebody, why would he bring a knife? That gets thrown out the window. Okay, but some of the narratives Negroes is pushing, it's like y'all are just tap dancing. Okay, y'all trying to get some brownie points for the dominant society on the right. I get it. Okay, you trying to get some clout, trying to get some validation. I get it, but y'all need to chill the fuck out. You off code. You look very coolish. It's the greatest.
It's in an all-white town in Crackerville, and they done made it about race. Whoever Sarah Fields is, Sarah Fields, you a rotten motherfucker. And if I just had some time, I would put an army behind this family, but I ain't got time. It's supposed to be an army because Sarah Fields and the father and somebody who works for the court have been releasing Karmelo Anthony's family information to Sarah Fields. She's been putting it online, and the white folk been going. So they've been having to move. All those lies made up, homie, they can't even get the GoFundMe money. The go, so they hadn't even got, they can't even touch the go. So they just trying to smear campaign, but that's what the cracker do. Boy, I wish I can go back to when I was seeing the type of shit. Boy, I wish they could have caught me 3 years ago when I was really on my let's go get the cracker shit. But homie, homie, I wish I ain't got that spirit no more. So I'm saying, why black people ain't rallying around this family as they tried to rally around in the beginning? They are threatening this family. Homie, they keep having to move.
I don't know how true that is. I wasn't able to see stuff when it's not, their family isn't really speaking out to the public a lot, so I haven't been able to see their response to that or see if they've spoken on their community support. But for what I've seen, a lot of the black community out there was very much in support of Karmelo, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was like some sort of black militia group or some sort of organization out there that have reached out to their family. I mean, that's a standing ground state. It's regular black folks. Your average black folk out there has got a gun in their house, okay? So I'm sure they got plenty of family members, and I'm sure them themselves got that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure there is some support that they have received, in the amount of protection that they have received. Although I'm not sure, I can't even say I'm sure, but I think so. I feel like they probably have, especially with the scenario is politicized that their son is in right now. It's a lot of black people in support of them. And I think we might be out there on the grassroots. I think some of us out there, and they've probably been strategic in not really putting that out there, especially because they may want to protect some of those who are trying to protect them. They want to protect the names, the faces, the identities of the people that's trying to protect them. So yeah, but I'm sure they got some support. I think so. I feel like they would. But y'all let me know if y'all seen anything different anywhere. But I feel like they got some. I know when they first came out, it was a lot of community support. So I'm sure now that they've been brought down charges on him for first-degree murder. I'm sure, yeah, he's been indicted. I think there's probably been a re-spark of people trying to protect him as well. Torian, I see you in the chat. What's up, Marcus? More Charleston, Cabin. Capin. Either way, shut your ass up. Exactly, Charleston, the Ruckus. Why they gonna do shit? I like the fact that he's bringing I like the fact that he's bringing exposure to this case in this light. There's a lot of Negroes out here, especially on the right, or what you consider conservative, kind of similar to him, have similar views as him, that has an egregious commentary. I'm just gonna say that, and it is not putting a narrative in his favor. So yeah, I mean, I rock with it.
How do you don't just lose the spirit, bro? It's either you got it or you don't.
No, you do lose it. You do lose it.
So you sold out.
No. You lose it. Everybody loses. Malcolm lost it, homie. When Elijah,
like what you told me a year ago, you said that losing touch with reality.
You lose the spirit, homie. You lose once you lose the spirit of the things you once loved. Football players, artists. Dave Chappelle lost the spirit, went to action, man, fuck that. You lose the spirit because you fight for a group of people that you shouldn't really be fighting for. Who want to make the sacrifice for black people? After you done seen what done happened, after you make the sacrifice, you done lost King. My nigga, look it up. Who want to make the sacrifice trying to save these people? Nobody, homie. Because you have to fight these people to try to help these people. So they're going to put out your spirit. If you're not going to God daily, and I ain't going to, once I got money, I'm going to be with a hoe. God. I catch God on the deathbed. Right now, live and breathing in a vibrant, thumping hip game, I'm with hoes, God. You get to God in the back end of life, like everybody else. But don't nobody want to have to be committed and dedicated to a cause that seems hopeless. Every day, this seems hopeless. You don't think you lose hope? Like kids who grow up in conditions that don't change? You don't think you're going to lose hope on them?
Side note, I just realized this nigga got like 3 phones. I'm sure all 3 of them phones right there on the floor is his. I don't know why old niggas got 17 different phones, but old niggas love having 5, 6 different phones. They need a phone for every contact they got. It's egregious. I'm just saying.
Fighting every day. Yeah, you lose your spirit. And you
the ones who care so fiercely that they
with a new spirit where you can enjoy life.
How'd you meet his dad?
Huh?
You met his real dad?
I met his real
Karmelo
dad.
Anthony.
Because the things I said about his son.
They reached out?
Yeah, he agreed with it. If his son was innocent, if his son was guilty. He said he got other kids. And homie, he done worked hard to get to where he at. He not going to put this kind of time and attention beside a son who wrong. I looked the father in the eye when he said that. Homie, why would you come meet with me? All the things I'm advocating for your son to go to jail for a long time. I'm with that family. The spirit I heard.
See, I ain't hear that. Egregious. That's that bullshit right there. Okay, I like the fact that he's correcting himself and that he apologized to their family publicly, rightfully so. But that is kind of egregious though, because nigga, why would you be out here advocating for the family, the dominant society, the family a part of the dominant society? I'm just confused, especially in knowing this is like even not knowing the details, knowing that this is in Texas, it's involving a black boy and a white boy. And the white father already is giving white supremacist vibes just off some of the shit that he said. Just based off that, I'm gonna side with the black family anyways. I mean, we don't go. I'm gonna side with the black family, but I'm definitely just knowing that context for the situation is enough. Gives me reason enough to be like, okay, this is probably about to go. Like, I'm probably about to be behind this side. Honestly, even if it wasn't, I'm not gonna go behind the white family. I'm just gonna stay neutral. I would just stay out of it. Like, you know what? I'm gonna stay away from that case. I ain't going because that's egregious. But I'm damn sure not about to get up here and say, yeah, black boy, yeah, you need to go to jail for life. Yeah, you need to get the death penalty. Why did I just see a fucking video up here with some clickbaiting ass Negro talking about he's a dead man walking? Karmelo Anthony, are you being like, why would you put that? Words have power, number one. But number two, and I knew it was a coon. I knew it had to be some Negro, because when I looked at it, I'm not gonna get this nigga a shout out, but when I looked at the name of it, I said, that's probably a Negro. That's not no. I thought it might have been a white person at first. I said, nah, that's probably. Let me just click on the video and see it. God damn it, I click on the video. Some old ass Negro up here talking, yeah, it looks like it's over for Karmelo Anthony. He's going to. But for you to put some shit like that, he's a dead man walking, like, get your cooning ass about it. That's just like you're taking it a step too far. Even if you feel like it wasn't self-defense, if you feel like he wasn't justified, like killing him, however you feel, that's like too way far off code. You're losing me. Like, even if I did agree with that, you would have lost me just with that fucking title. That's insane. Why would you put something like that? Why in the hell would you say something like that with a situation like this? That's insane. Can you see my fingers? I spilled some of this, some red liner in it was like a red, like one of them little liquid liners in my car. Had to clean it up, but yeah, it's not it's not coming on my fingers. Anyways, let me continue. But yeah, I don't like that.
I brought him to my home. I gave him my address. Don't know what I'm doing. The wrong. I don't want to be wrong and act like I'm right. Did your son take that knife to school? Nah, Mr. Charleston. It's a grown man, homie. He said, man, I done the research on you. I looked into what you do. If my son get out of this, man, I want my son to work with your youth campaign. But man, my son didn't do this. I got other kids to raise. I'm not for to put, and he really done it. He said he didn't do it, man. It's more things that I can't say. Just go clear this kid. But just so
yeah, the father standing 10 toes, though. I love that. The father said he did not do that to his son, did not bring no damn knife to school. He not doing what they said he did. And yeah, basically, look, I got other children. I would not be standing by him. Like, he's, you know what I'm saying? If I really disagree with his actions, then I would be letting him deal with the consequences and stand alone. But the fact that I know my son, the fact that he knows what happened, and actually his parents was there, if I'm not mistaken. I seen on one article I was reading that his parents was actually at the same event, if I'm not mistaken. But so I'm sure they saw firsthand at least the events that happened after it. So yeah, they're like, no, our son did not do that. We're going to stand behind him. We're going to continue to fight for him. That I can see how you have a change of heart with that, especially even like the brother said. He said the father reached out to him and wanted to meet him, even after hearing all the egregious things, which again, I'm curious what the egregious things are. I don't even, matter of fact, I'm not, because that's going to make me go on a we're going to do a completely different narrative. I don't want to have to go on this thing. We're not going to do that. He's saying the right thing. But he must have been saying, I'm sure he said some egregious stuff. So I'm sure it was really fucking bad, whatever the hell he was saying. It was probably out there in coon land as well. So the fact that the father heard that, he already knew about him, and he didn't get upset. He didn't let his emotions take over his wanting to get a justified narrative for his son, and letting the narrative be set straight for his son, and knowing that what the platform that Charleston has on, and he was like, hey, bro, I'm just gonna reach out to him, which he did, and told him straight up, like, look, brother, it ain't what you think it is. Here's the facts. Like, you know what I'm saying? I respect what you're doing, but here's the facts, and da-da-da. And that really gave that brother a change of heart. So, I mean, I do like that. I'm not going to lie. That's what's up. Shout out to his father for doing that, for sure. Because he do got a big platform. Regardless of what you think of Charleston White, he definitely has a big platform. How many views this video get? Let me just see. This video alone was posted a day ago. It has almost 500,000 views. So the nigga, I mean, come on. He goes viral. Like, that's all he does is go viral every time he opens his mouth. So the fact that he was able to say that and now change the narrative, because I'm sure it was a lot of black people, a lot of Negroes running around with that. And Charleston White saying he was over for that nigga. He did it. It was probably a lot of us running with that agreed with his first take of what happened. But now he's doubling back, and now it may be steering the narrative for some people. Like, oh, okay, well, damn, Charleston White, this nigga said he actually rocking with it. Okay, cool. So again, I love to see it. That's what's up.
Video alone, homie. I said that's why the media outlets ain't saying nothing about the video. That's why all the media outlets is trying to keep us focused on the campaign, on the GoFundMe, and these people can't even touch the GoFundMe. The lawyers is overcharging him because they're looking at the GoFundMe numbers. So everybody is praying on his family. Ain't nobody praying with the family. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar Johnson spoke with the father and gave them comfort. Shout out to Dr. Umar. I spoke with the dad today. His dad want me to come see the video.
Shout out to Dr. Umar for doing that as well. We let us see it, that he reached out to them. That's what's up.
I gotta go see it. They don't want you to. So the father and this Sarah Fields white lady, they some racist peckerwoods. These are kind of peckerwoods. I say this would make me feel good by standing over a white man and watching him die.
Now we got to go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, I heard me say the father was already giving white supremacist vibe, just off the reaction that he was giving. The reaction that he was giving off Karmelo not being able to get the death penalty. That was automatically like, I mean, even I think me and Afro on For the Culture. Make sure you subscribe to For the Culture. But I think we did when he first was arrested, when his bail was when they first lowered his bond, if I'm not mistaken. We reacted to that, and we reacted to a clip of the father speaking. And I think we both said to them, like, yeah, he's definitely giving like white supremacist vibe. It's like, it's just, he has that energy. You know what I'm saying? Then for him to come back and double down and say something like that he deserves the fucking death penalty is egregious. Okay. And again, is proof in the pudding. But now Charleston White is saying that his family, that Austin McCaff's family is some peckerwoods. Okay. So yeah, again, it's kind of proving the point.
Feel good by standing over a white man and watching him die. See, I got something nobody has what it feel like to watch a white man die. That's in my heart and that's in my mind. Okay. Whenever I get the face of when he was dying and how we laughed at that white man. We thought it was funny. I felt like we've done something good. We killed the white man. All that felt good, man. When you don't know no better. As you get older, you start to develop your mind and your heart starts to change. You start having remorse. And boy, that face starts to be a nightmare when you see it. When you get mad, it don't. And when white people make me mad, that's my comfort. They can put me in jail and they comfort myself with the fact I know what a white boy look like to die. So that as Sarah Field and that Karmelo Anthony father, he should have killed both your sons. He should have stabbed that other motherfucker too, but he ain't no killer. He ain't got that in him. He did it out of fear.
Yeah, that's a big.
I don't know if he would have got away stabbing both of them. I don't know. That might have been an intelligent thing to do, not to do that. I'm gonna say that. I think that was kind of smart not to do that, because even if the other one would have survived, that would have gave a lot more. That would have gave a lot more kind of sympathy towards both of them. It's like, damn. I mean, I don't know. The narrative they pushing now, they already trying to villainize the young man. So it's like with them having both of them there and neither one of them. I mean, I don't know how that would. I don't know if that would have helped. I feel like that would have hurt his case more than helped it if he would have killed both. If he would have stabbed both of them, even if one survived, if he just stabbed one and killed the other one. I don't know about that. Okay. But he did do what he had to do, and it sounds like the. I'm not going to even say that, never mind. But yeah, he did. He did what he had to do to defend himself.
Thing on social media. This is going to be as big as I'm probably
the OJ trial.
Yeah, Zimmerman.
Let's go to war. Let's have some that's willing to go wherever we go and punch on white folks. Let's see if they really hateful. Let's see if we really hateful. Let's have a riot. Let's have a race riot. If we really if we that imperative about a kid's dispute. It ain't the kids that saying we hate, it's the adults. It ain't the kids online taking sides. You know why? Because the kids know that white boy is wrong. And their parents is telling them to be quiet. Because white people cover up one another's wrongs. Black people don't.
Yeah, I even feel the animosity like when
That's because they be on code. That's the system of white supremacy for your ass. Even if they know they did wrong, as long as they did wrong to a non-white person, and even to some white people, there's exclusions. Then yeah, you're going to be right at every time. They're going to defend you every time. They're going to spin the narrative. That's exactly what they're doing with the young brother Karmelo Anthony. They're finding any which way in the world to paint him as this villain, this murderous fucking serial killer or something. It's like they're trying to make him paint out to be this terrible young man who just did something that was that was really in his nature to do, because he's just this vilified fucking YN, you know, that was just looking for an opportunity to hurt somebody. That's what the narrative they're trying to push on Karmelo Anthony. They don't want to talk about how it was two of them, how both of them got this pictures with these two young boys in hunting gear and guns. They don't want to talk about their father not really being in the picture, and how, again, with Charleston White is saying how to fight, how he apparently didn't, the boy that died, the fucking messed up the father, then broke one of his ligaments or something like that in the fight. So clearly they knew how to fight. Clearly they knew how some sort of they know how to use they had to use their strength to their advantage, at least. And that the fact that they was bothering this young black boy for no damn reason over some petty shit that they should have got an adult involved in from the jump. They was trying to act like they had some sort of power over this young boy, and he was not going for it. Okay, which yeah, they could have got that from their parents, but I don't think that excludes them from being held accountable. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And the Karmelo held his ass accountable that day. So yeah, I mean, and Charles is talking about these young white kids that's going against their parents. I mean, yeah, that might be the case for some of these liberals, but some of them, especially you talking about in the South, some of them is backing their parents' play heavily. Okay, they are not fucking with no Karmelo. They are not rocking with his defense. They're backing Austin McCaff all the way. Okay, so not all of them little white boys out there, I wouldn't get them that. I don't like that whole thing where racism is taught and, you know, they just don't know any better. It's like, no, y'all know better. Y'all definitely know better. Y'all for sure know better. Okay. Y'all don't got access to the level of godlyhood that we do. That's from the lack of melanin and other things. We're not gonna go into that. I digress. We can get into that. But y'all do got some sort of level. Y'all at some level where y'all can tap into godhood, and y'all can tap into that higher frequency, and y'all know when something is wrong. They know when something is wrong or going against what you would call godly nature. They know that shit is wrong, and they still go along with it because they also know what's in their nature. Okay, they know what's in their patterns, what's been passed down to them, that genetic wickedness. I think that's the best way for me to put it, that has been historically passed down through generations, that they continue to practice and put forth and make sure and intentionally cultivate within their children. They know that. They see what's wrong. They know what's wrong. That's why you got some white people who go against the grain, that one or two that might go against the grain, okay? But for the most part, they all know. They know, even especially at 15, 16, I don't want to hear no shit like, oh, they just didn't know. They're not racist. They would just know. At that point, you're a fucking racist. 15, 16, yes. My child can be a victim of white supremacy. Your child can be a practicer of white supremacy. You're a fucking white supremacist. Well, you want to be a baby white supremacist or not, but baby, that's what you are. I'm not going to exclude you from what your parents is doing because you're right along there with them. You're right along with them. You think the white boys didn't walk up to him and some racial slurs may have not been used or was about to be used? What are you talking about? They was walking up on that boy like they was some police officers or something. Yeah, you need to get the fuck from out of our tent, boy. Because we said so. Yeah, it's against the rules, but it's because we said so. Then they could have went and got a coach. They could have went and got a teacher. They could have went and got their parent. They could have got any adult. Somebody with some level of authority that actually is supposed to have some level of authority and told him politely, hey, could you get him? And I guarantee you he wouldn't have told an adult, touch me if you want to, because you know why? That adult probably wouldn't have threatened him. That adult wouldn't have threatened him like they was some damn slave masters. Okay? They probably just would have said to Karmelo, hey, look, you're not supposed to be in this tent. I don't know why they're making it a big deal, but they are. This is the rules. You're not supposed to be in a tent. It's not your team. You got to go to another tent. You'll see your friend later. Bet. Okay, cool. Rules established. Authority came in, corrected the situation. It is what the fuck it is. But you're talking about two young white boys who's really just doing this on an ego tip, doing this because they just see a young black male they feel like they can get off on. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, no, hell to the no.
It happened. I had took my daughter to the park. I was feeling the animosity with other white parents.
Well, that's why when I go around white people, you know what I do? I take my drawers off and show the white boy I got a big dick and be grabbing that print around his women and his kids. You hear me? Be grabbing, letting that dick.
Women and kids is crazy. Let's move on.
Dang. That's why they used to hang him. That's why white folks hated black men, because his dick was big. His athletic skills and physical abilities superseded his like a god. But he used to watch that woman's eye when he said, I want that nigga. And look over there at Miss Sally, and Miss Sally got a gleam in her eye, looking at that nigga lying this way, and them other ladies like, man, you hear me? So that's what that white boy mad at us about. He'll damn near kill us going to go get that law. Get that.
And that's what I'm saying. Charleston White, he be saying some egregious things, but he do be right. Because I mean, this he ain't saying nothing that Dr. Francis Squares Wilson ain't said. I'm just saying, he ain't saying nothing that. What the ISIS papers at? I got the ISIS papers book somewhere around here. I forgot. It's not in that stack. It's somewhere around here. But yeah, if you read the ISIS papers, then yeah, this is not nothing new. This is what Dr. Francis Squares Wilson been saying. She exposed this heavily. Yes, they are for sure afraid and fear black male genitalia, because that is their weapon. That's the black man's weapon, is just being able to take out their race literally by procreating. Quite literally, kill them off. So I mean, yeah, that is a big thing. That's why the gun is kind of like there. I mean, Dr. Francis Squares Wilson gets into all of this. I suggest you go look at one of her speeches, lectures, or read her book, The ISIS Papers, because he's 100% on point. I mean, I know he's saying it in a funny way, but he's dead ass. He's 100% correct, actually.
The white man is so obsessed with a black man's dick, he made his missiles to look like one. All these torpedoes and missiles he bombed the world with come from this structure right there. And if you think I'm bullshitting, that's why every nigga hung, they would castrate him. Every nigga they hung, they pull his pants down, cut his dick off. Every nigga. Sometimes put in his mouth, because that's his disdain for us. He know what it do to his woman and his daughter, and he hate us for it. And we ain't all of them. He know every man.
He's right. He's correct.
We should lay our life down for him. This Karmelo Anthony kid, nigga, I can say when I'm wrong. I was wrong. This is the kid where at least 50 black men should be willing to die, kill, or go to jail behind. And I'll sign up with him.
So are you pro-black?
I ain't pro-nothing. I'm pro-right. I'm
right. I think we got the gist of it. I'm glad he ended with that though. Absolutely. I think Brothers is definitely riding for the young man now. I think again he looks like he got a good family structure that's riding behind him, and it's trying to do their best to protect him as well. Shout out to his family. Condolences to. Anyways, Judge Joe Brown. Let me get into this. Judge Joe Brown spoke on this as well. This is the type of narratives that I'm talking about that are outrageous, egregious, everything between, and that help the white supremacist narrative that he was this big, this YN serial killer YN that was just out here, looking for a reason. So Judge Joe Brown said, issue stinging rebuke of Karmelo Anthony before trial of killing at high school track meet. Let's see. Judge Joe Brown is calling murder suspect Karmelo Anthony a punk days after the 18-year-old was indicted for the stabbing death of a fellow high school student at a Texas track meet, a case that has stirred national debate over race and self-defense. Brown, the former Memphis prosecutor and TV courtroom host, had previously defended Anthony when he was first arrested. That's why I'm like, and that's what caught my attention, because I'm like, I could have sworn that he was behind Karmelo when this first happened. Am I tripping? That's why I sent it to myself immediately when I seen it. I wasn't even looking for Judge Joe Brown. I was looking for Charleston, what Charleston White said specifically before he apologized. But this article popped up when I was looking up stuff for Charleston White, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? Why the fuck did he call him a punk? I knew I wasn't tripping. I could have sworn that he had some, he was actually supporting him at first, but let's see. Who had previously defended Anthony when he was first arrested, arguing that his $1 million bond was excessive and legally unjustified, which it was. But after a grand jury indicted Anthony for first-degree murder and video of the incident surfaces, Brown reversed course during an appearance this week on Kwame Brown's Bus Life. Oh, he was on Kwame Brown podcast. I probably could have found that clip. Sorry, we're gonna read. What I don't get is the punk move of having to stab somebody to death because he might get his butt beat, Brown said. Why did he have to kill him? That's a punk play. That's a part of this thing, emasculating a country where you don't fight like a man. Well, see, I don't think he meant to kill him. That's why it should have been a manslaughter charge, if anything. It wasn't first degree. It wasn't premeditated, nor was it intentional. I don't think he meant to kill him. I don't think that was his intention. I think he just went at when the boy came at him. He just stabbed where he went first. It was like a fight, flight, or freeze type situation. I think he just he fought, and he just so happened to, stab him in a place that was fatal. Okay, I don't think he was looking at him like, yeah, I'm gonna get him right there in that artery. I'm gonna make sure I hit his heart. I'm gonna make sure I don't think that was his intention. I don't think that's what he really wanted to do. I doubt that he even really wanted to seriously harm him to that degree. Again, it wasn't a knife. Allegedly, it wasn't a knife. I don't think a knife was even found. So. Yeah, I don't think he even thought when he did hit him, no matter where he hit him at, it was going to be fatal. But let's see. Brown called the charges against Anthony appropriate. Wow. So now he's saying that these first-degree charges are appropriate. That's insane. Nothing that as a team, team captain, the teenager should have been able to handle a confrontation without using lethal force. Anthony was indicted on June 24th by Collin County grand jury. He had been arrested and jailed since April 2nd, but was later released on house arrest to await trial after his bond was lowered to $250,000. Authorities confirmed the state will not seek the death penalty because Anthony was 17, as they should not. I don't think they should, even if he was 18. But at the time of the killing, decision in line with Supreme Court precedent that bars both execution and life without parole for minors. It's the law, unfortunately, said Jeff McClav. Oh, this is father right here. It would have happened if it would have happened 6 weeks later. He would have been 18. Then it's a different ball game. We have to play the cards we have dealt. So as you can see, he's upset. He actually wants the young man to get the death penalty, which is absolutely outrageous, egregious, everything between. The case has attracted national attention and polarized public opinion, with backlash erupting almost immediately after Anthony's bond was reduced in April. This decision by Collin County Judge Angela Tucker, a Black Republican, sparked a flood of online outrage, especially on the right-wing circles. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not really rocking with that, though. What did he say? What I don't get is this punk move of having to stab somebody to death because he might. I don't rock with that. I'm not rocking with it. It was already an advantage size-wise, but also with it being two of them, and him being in that threatening position, then yeah, you're back up against the corner. You might, and you're in a state like Texas, dealing with white people, two young white boys, and that they're already at more of just an advantage physically. Okay, they're at a systematic advantage. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure I come out of this situation alive at any point. It's gonna be them over me because we don't know what they had on him. He doesn't know at the time. They could have had something on him. How we know one of them was gonna hold him down, the other one poke him up. He doesn't know what's going to happen out of that situation. All he sees is two threatening white boys who's bigger than him. And clearly got some sort of ego problem. Clearly got some sort of white supremacist vibe, allegedly. Allegedly. but probably has some sort of white supremacist vibe, which is he's also probably catching on to as well. And yeah, the brother felt threatened. So yeah, he did what he had to do. It was 2 against 1 in his situation. 2 against 1, nigga. That's cause for a weapon. I think a weapon is for sure granted when it's 2 against 1, especially when both of them are bigger than you. I think that's granted and whiter than you. I think a weapon is more than understandable in a case like that, for sure. But even him saying, let me see, why did he have to kill him? That's a pump play. I mean, come on. Emasculating the country where you don't fight like the man. And I think that's actually the other way around. I think you tried to push the fact that he's wrong and the charges are appropriate. I think that's helping the agenda to emasculate the black man, if anything. Because now you got young men, you're pushing this narrative that young men should be afraid to defend themselves. Like, white supremacists move the goalposts. So even if we did have a young boy who was just by himself, we could even just make it one white boy. One white boy, one black boy, and the black boy end up defending himself and he don't have no weapons. He just end up beating the shit out of this young man. What if he just end up beating him to a pulp, to the point where he's in the hospital? He don't mean to. He just they just fighting. And he got a couple good ones in. He beat his ass. Now the boy got brain damage and some shit like that. He ended up in the hospital. Maybe he ends up there too. Now what's the excuse? Oh, well, you didn't have to beat him that bad. Well, at what point are we stopping the self-defense narrative? Because if we're gonna leave it up to the white supremacists, they're gonna move the goalposts every time in the favor of the dominant society. They're going to move it in favor of their people each time. So I'm like, you got that, brother, get on code. You tripping. Unc, grandpa, please. I need for you to get on code, brother. Like, that ain't the 1 or the 2. I'm sorry. You're missing, you missing the point. Because brothers got to be able to defend themselves. And we have to stand behind, especially the young brothers that defend themselves. They have that right. Period. Because some of you Negroes is too scared to say, let's go to war. Charleston White even saying, let's go to war. He said, I ain't got that shit in me no more. I ain't trying to do that no more. I don't want to be on this killer crackers thing no more. So some Negroes is not even on that shit no more. Some Negroes is too scared to say it. Some Negroes are too scared to actually do it. So yeah, those of us, especially the men that choose to at least defend themselves, at the very least, we should be 100% behind. You tripping like shit. I'm not, no, brother, no. That's not, no. No. Trying to go against this brother is helping emasculation, not adding to some sort of, I don't know if this like some sort of accountability thing. Men take up their, I don't know what type of manhood shit that he's on right now, but this don't sound right. Brothers, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below, because I'm not fucking with that. I don't understand that logic. That don't make sense to me. For him to defend himself in a predicament like that, I think he did exactly what the fuck he felt he needed to do. And yeah, he's alive. His mother, he came back home to his parents. That's what the hell they wanted. I don't know if that would have happened if he had that cleat. What was it? Cleat? What was it called? A cleat sharpener. I don't know if he would have done that if it was allegedly a cleat sharpener or whatever sharp object he had to get the young man. We don't know what happened to the young boy. Or maybe he did get his ass whooped, but maybe they beat him to a pulp. Maybe he didn't have nothing on him, but maybe they beat him to a pulp. You think if that boy would have ended up in the hospital, or if he would have ended up if he would have ended up dead or something like that in the hospital after the fact, from them beating his ass, do you really think they will be trying to charge them boys? Or they will be like, would the narrative be, well, he shouldn't have been sitting there. They told him to move. He wouldn't listen. He tried to fight back. I don't know why he just didn't call his parents or call for a coach to come over. Then the accountability would have been on Karmelo Anthony. Well, he could have just gotten an adult. He could have just left the tent. He shouldn't have been there. They were just doing what they thought was right. They just wanted to get him out of their space. He wasn't supposed to be. It would have been the goalpost always moves in favor of them. So we cannot help their narrative with bullshit like that. We can't, especially as a judge, brother. No. Come on, my brother. That's egregious, outrageous, everything twin. I ain't fucking with that. But y'all let me know what y'all thoughts in the comments below. I wasn't able to read all y'all. So all y'all chats and stuff like that. But I might go back and watch it on a replay. But I do gotta go because my friend is going to. She moving back to Ohio, man. She about to leave, man. Shit crazy. So yeah, I gotta go spend some time with her right quick before she leaves. Though me and my friend, we gonna go out one time, and send her off because I don't know next time we're gonna see her. It's gonna be crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I actually do really want to know what y'all thoughts are. I know some of y'all was already saying that Charleston might be a paid agent and stuff. Like, okay, look, you ain't gotta get my comments to tell me how much a hypocrite Charleston White is. I know. Like, I'm not a Charleston White fan. That's not the point of this. The point was, I love the narrative that he pushed in and the fact that he went back and corrected himself. And I don't know what he said before he said this, which I'm sure was egregious. Again, we all know what he be saying some wild shit. But the fact that he's going back and apologizing, publicly apologizing, and publicly showing support for this young man, we love to see it. B1. Okay. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace. Yeah, have a good
We do not play, but I green. You fuck with the team. Might find your West in the